The products I test the most are either streamers or all-in-ones. Today's test unit is both because it is a streamer, but it's also quite an all-in-one. The Korean HiFi Rose RS151, the highest end, latest version of an all-in-one streamer. Hello everyone, I'm Kwok Yan. Welcome to feversound.com. The product we're testing today is the Korean HiFi Rose RS151. Before the formal introduction, a reminder to everyone, if you want to see more audio-visual equipment product tests, AV tutorials, and the latest market information, remember to subscribe to our feversound.com YouTube channel for free. Remember to press the little bell next to the channel, so you'll be notified when new videos are released. There is a welcome kit with an instruction manual, 3 power cords, and also a remote control. A metal remote control feels great in hand. You can tell it's the top of the line, HiFi Rose at a glance. How can you tell? The entire logo is embossed. It feels embossed to the touch. This is how you know it's the top of the line HiFi Rose. Unboxing complete. Okay, let's look at the back of the unit. Starting from the left, at the bottom is the IEC power socket. Voltage 220 to 240 volts. Above it, there's a reset button and a ground port for your grounding box. Next to it are the digital, coaxial, and optical. One set of inputs and outputs each, plus an HDMI EARC input for connecting to a TV. Below is a set of stereo single-ended analog inputs for analog sources. It's like a vinyl record player. Next to that on the upper level are AES EBU digital inputs and outputs. In the middle, there's a USB port B for connecting to a computer. On the right, there's an HDMI I2S digital output. On the lower level are balanced and single-ended stereo analog outputs, one set of each. After that is the HDMI output. This one carries both audio and video. Next to that are 3 USB 3.0 port A jacks. And finally, the RJ45 network cable plug, made in Korea. If you want to store songs inside the machine, it's very simple. There's a cover on the bottom. Open it up and you can put a 2.5-inch SSD inside. To be honest, storing songs inside the machine is responsive and sounds better. I would recommend doing this. Korean HiFi Rose has released many different types of audio equipment, but this machine is what they are best at, streamer, deck, and preamp combined. This time, it's the 2nd generation flagship model. Although the appearance hasn't changed much, the internal improvements are quite significant. First, let's look at the body. The chassis is made from a single block of solid aluminum, milled with a high-precision CNC machine. On the front is a 15.4-inch TFT LCD touchscreen. I may not open the case of every HiFi Rose machine, but from the official pictures we can see the operation of this machine's operating system. The digital processing part and the analog amplification part are all completely separated to reduce mutual interference. Let's first look at its processing core. This time it uses a new generation 8-core CPU. The model is Rockchip RK3588. Compared to the previous generation, data processing capability is increased by 4 times, and graphics processing capability is increased by 8 times. And the RAM capacity has gone from 4 GB to 8 GB. Internal storage has also been expanded from 8 GB to 32 GB. And the newly designed internal I/O bus also provides read and write speeds about twice as fast as the predecessor. This has a positive impact on the sound quality of streaming music. PCM supports up to 32-bit 768 kHz. Native DSD supports up to DSD 512. Of course, it also supports MQA. This is an audio product, so the decoding is of course very important. This RS151 is equipped with Rose DPC. This module uses a high-precision femto clock to synchronize the input signal and then align them all into an I2S signal, making the entire process more accurate. This machine uses the Sabre ESS, flagship DASI chip ES 9039PRO, using all 8 channels, all operating independently. Left and right, positive and negative phases are separated. In addition to fully balanced amplification, it also makes the sound performance even better. The analog circuit filter uses the company's own NRA, making the frequency response in the audible range flatter for the IV conversion and operational amplifier section. A large number of audiophile-grade resistors and film capacitors are used. The power supply section also uses a very stable linear power supply, plus a dedicated circuit to filter high-frequency noise. Let's look at the specs. This machine's signal-to-noise ratio is as high as 131.4 dB. Total harmonic distortion is as low as 0.0002% XLR. Very impressive. The stereo analog balanced continuous output can go up to 9 volts. Output impedance is as low as 2.84 ohms. It can easily function as a preamplifier. As for the dimensions, they are as shown in the picture. The weight is 11 kilograms. There are 4 buttons on the top of the front panel. Only expensive machines have this. Power button, volume up, down, and mute button. The entire display is a touchscreen. Very high resolution, full HD, so it's very beautiful and big enough. You'll see it has an incredible number of features. Basically, playing CDs, ripping CDs, listening to the radio, watching YouTube, listening to Apple Music, playing videos, and various streaming platforms. It has everything the Apple Music everyone is anxious about is here. What's the benefit of Apple Music? The support for Cantonese songs is very good. Currently listening to Apple Music. Another reminder for everyone, this YouTube, HiFi Rose has already paid for it. There are no ads. You can also watch videos on the screen or connect to a TV or monitor via HDMI or even a projector to watch videos. The sound is processed through it. It's a very simple and high quality audiovisual system. The clock display is also beautiful with many styles. As an audio player streamer that displays a clock, it is definitely superior in terms of settings. You can use the buttons on the unit or the app. Multi-language support. You can choose the gain for the analog output, up to a maximum of 9 volts. The volume control is software controlled. Let's also look at the app, because besides being an audio product, it's also a video product. So you will see music recommendations on its homepage and also video recommendations because it's a customized Android. So basically, you have to go to its Rose store to select apps, select them to install. There aren't many, you can see them all at a glance. But all the apps suitable for this machine are there. It also supports Roon. For Roon, it supports up to PCM 32-bit/192 kHz. So that's basically it. Recording now. Recording this HiFi Rose RS151, directly connected to this Boulder integrated amplifier, 866 integrated. The Roon core is Rockner's Wavelight server. The speakers are, as you all can see, the Magico R3. The system is actually quite simple. Let's listen to its sound. Okay, let's first talk about its sound. First of all, HiFi Rose's products. Each generation seems to have a similar big screen, but the internal changes directly affect the sound performance. This time, the biggest change actually is the decoding section. The sound they have tuned, besides being a relatively accurate sound, is also starting to have its own voicing. And this voicing is also more encompassing both musical interpretation and sound effects performance. I think they are becoming clearer about what kind of sound audiophiles like to hear. Many audio devices are either sound effect oriented or timbre oriented. To do well in the middle is somewhat difficult, but this generation of their machines has achieved it. Plus, this RS151 is basically the manufacturer's flagship. Streamer, DAC, and preamp, the level of the sound, is basically second only to the manufacturer's separate components. So it depends on what you want. If you want absolutely high quality, of course, buying their separate components would be better, but as a single unit. For a single unit, its improvement is significant, especially in terms of timbre. It's a big improvement. Another thing to praise, as always, is its display, the touch screen. The CPU is fast enough, making the entire operation very silky smooth. It's the kind of smoothness that makes you feel this is a flagship machine. Stable and pleasant to use. I've praised it for a long time. Are there any shortcomings? For every machine, I will mention some minor shortcomings. This one will be no exception. Actually, as a consumer, as an audiophile, the things you want, this machine basically gives you. It's hard for you to find any shortcomings. If I had to nitpick, there is one shortcoming I think I can mention, which is its volume control. It's a digital volume control. Of course, its maximum analog output is 9 volts, which is quite large. I have tried using its digital volume and then directly connecting it to an amplifier, using the amplifier as a power amp. Actually, listening to it, you really can't hear any problems, but it is, after all, a digital volume control. Psychologically, I always feel it's missing a little something. Actually, this HiFi Rose RS151 was launched to meet a huge demand in the market. It basically already has a streamer, DAC, and preamp. It can also handle video processing, connecting to your TV. It can also connect to other digital sources, and analog sources for the equipment connected afterwards. For a simple setup, you only need to buy a pair of active speakers, high quality active speakers under 100,000 Hong Kong. If you're looking for a very simple, most feature complete, good looking and high value system, a system that must also have good quality, this one would be a very good choice. And HiFi Rose has released so much audio equipment. Now they've released one with features that are still so powerful, specs that are still so powerful, materials that are still so premium. And this time, even the sound is tuned to be very pleasing. Friends who like the tuning of European machines, you can also listen to this machine. I believe you will truly feel the progress of this Korean audio brand. Alright, the hands-on test is done. Interested friends, check the video description for the machine's cost and book a listening session at Square Wave. This is the end of the test episode. If you like our videos, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe. After subscribing, press the bell next to the channel so you'll be notified when a new video is out. Besides this streamer, we have tested many types of audio products. Is this one suitable for you or not? If it is, you can finish watching it. That's all for this episode. See you next time. Bye bye.